The government is now calling on parents with learners in other grades and forms to begin preparing the children for resumption of learning in 2 weeks' time. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says the phased resumption of in-class learning has taken off smoothly across the country. But as Bridget Sangana now tells us, some parents are still skeptical for safety reasons.
Pupils at Kaptembwa Primary School in Nakuru answer to a roll call that assigns them to new classrooms on the first day of school, nearly 7 months since they were last here. In the phased reopening, learners, teaching and non-teaching staff must have their masks on at all times, social distance and frequently wash their hands at the designated sanitation points. The numbers are low in some schools.
Kwa saizi tuko na karibu watoto 800 katika kwa hii shule. Lakini kama wangekuja wote tunatarajia watoto 927.
Since morning I've received more than 20 parents requesting to be given chance, both in grade 4 and others requesting their learners to learn here.
But many parents are still concerned about the safety of their children in crowded public schools, now that coronavirus infection numbers appear to be on the rise.
Na tunahofia unajua watoto wa grade 4 ni watoto ambaye huwa wanasikamana na wengine. Tunahofia kwamba hii ugonjwa inaweza tuadhiri. Mtoto akipata ataletea wale wengine wako nyumbani watoto wake.
Sasa wengine bado kufikia sasa wanapika simu nasema mwalimu silete mtoto wangu, nataka nione hali vile inaenda kwanza. Nadhani hiyo ndiyo imesababisha watoto wengi hata mashule mengine nasikia kwamba watoto hawajafika.
The ministry is now asking parents of children with any pre-existing conditions to inform the administration for extra caution and emergency response.
And school heads, both principals and head teachers, and all the teachers, that unless a child has a pre-existing condition, unnecessary school visits by strangers should be voluntarily toned down for the time being. I am assured, and I've been assured, that all schools have been linked to health institutions. And this is important because in the event that you suspect that a child has fever, the fever may still be from malaria or any other condition.
The first day of learning across public schools in the country seems to have kicked off seamlessly, and even here in Nakuru, it is not an exception. Ordinarily, public schools usually receive a lot of pupils, and what this coronavirus pandemic has revealed is that these schools should brace for more pupils since some private institutions have shut down. The government now says other grades, classes and forms will resume soon.
We have opened now for just about 3 classes. I think we should be bold enough to continue to observe them for about 1 or 2 weeks before we decide as to whether we can risk having larger numbers.
Schools could also be required to compile a biodata of all learners should there be a spike in COVID-19 infections.
All right, thanks, Bridget Sangana.